sit up. All right. So, as you know, the Harlem Renaissance gave way to empowerment to oppressed people, especially black people. And this was a time after the Great Migration, everyone's coming to Harlem. There's new music, there's new art, there's new literature, and it sparked curiosity. And so, for the first time, white people were seeing all this great stuff that black people could do. And what I want to know is if you think movements like this catalyzed movements like the Black Power movement later on, the Civil Rights movement, and just empowered people like that who never really were able to show their creativity.
Of course, it provided a fertile ground for growth, experimentation, pushing the boundaries, and dealing with like-minded people. The Harlem Renaissance was a development of what they call the New Negro. You know, those who migrated from the South. And Harlem itself is a rather interesting geographical phenomena because Harlem was actually built with upper middle class people, the brownstones. It was very exclusive. And then some realtors figured out, hey, if we move some Negroes in, the white people will move out, and then we can rent one building to 10 families. You know, we can sell them to slumlords and everything. So Harlem was manufactured for profit. You know, originally built as residences, and then flipped the color to generate income. So
I'd like to discuss is Zora Neale Hurston. And basically the two feelings of the time, obviously the literary themes would deal with racism. There were two kind of ways they would deal with it. They would either attack it or just discuss it. And Zora Neale Hurston had an interesting take on it. She didn't attack it, and she made a really controversial for the time statement stating that black people were better off than white people because white people had everything to lose because they had all their assets to protect, and, you know, they had their egos. Black people were so oppressed, they had nothing to lose and everything to gain. And I just want to know what you think about ideas like that, and also this idea that Hurston has in this essay where she talks about how she wasn't black, she was just Zora. And a double consciousness with regards to race is like often prevalent, and I just want to know your thoughts on that.
okay, that's right. There is a double consciousness, which is nice that you recognize that because people tend to look at a group and think that they share one singular brain cell, and we know that's not true. As far as the statement, having nothing to lose, that actually is the most dangerous person in the world. Okay? You know, everything was just starting to tilt a little bit. Yeah, the white population did have more to lose. And, you know, and so you could be far more adventurous as a black person because, you know, if I screw up, there's nothing for me to lose. Okay? If you know, Rockefeller makes a tragic mistake, there's a lot of wealth and prestige. So I must operate within a more constricted parameter. Okay? But hey, I got nothing to lose. I can just go guns out blazing. And that's where you have revolutionary evolution.
Yeah.
So my question is that Hurston died penniless and alone. What do you think about figures like Hurston who seem to be ahead of their time when the world is not ready for them?
First of all, I can tell you as an artist, there is no money in being ahead of your time. Okay. As an artist, again, there really is, it's not lucrative to be ahead of your time.
Right.
Because if you're ahead of your time, there's no market for you. And she just goes into the depressingly dismal heap of geniuses, okay, who died penniless because the rest of the world had not caught up. Okay, you know, commercial success comes from people wanting what you've got or understanding what you've got. And if they don't get it, it will be up to future generations to discover your brilliance and make the executors of your estate rich.
Right. Okay, so one thing I just want to leave everyone with is your advice for young people like us. What we can do is there anything we can do, and what advice you have for us in general?
Always do the right thing and you'll be the only hero you ever need.